almost fell. What's up, team? Nsima the Centaur Inyang here with this is going to be like a video over, or kind of a voiceover video of my tournament this past weekend. Now, if you don't want to listen to me give you a little bit of information about this tournament and kind of my thought process before going in, skip to this minute mark. That's when you can start seeing the first match. The second match starts here, and then the third match starts here, which is the finals match. So if you don't want to hear me speak at all right now, just go to those minute marks. But this tournament went well. It's the US Open, run by an organization called BJJ Tour. I managed to win this tournament as a white belt last year in the ultra heavyweight division, and I've also managed to win it this year as a blue belt in the ultra heavyweight division. Again, I did this tournament fasted. Like I talked a little bit about that in my last tournament video. Training and competing fasted has been one of the best things that I've ever done. Feel super focused, and I just feel in the zone. So that was good. And remember, just because of my horrendous loss at IBJJF Worlds this past year, I've been working guard ever since. Guard meaning like, working off my back, closed guard, daily Hiva, open guard, all that type of stuff. And it's paid massive dividends because it again, worked really, really well in the matches that I'm going to voice over right now. So I actually had my friend and co-host of the We Don't Know Yet podcast, Brian Belaya, record my matches for me. In match one, it looked like he had the tremors because the camera was moving around so much. Brian, you suck at this. Match two and match three are better. I can say that to him because we've known each other for more than 20 years, but he did a really bad job recording the first match. So you'll see, and I hope you guys don't get motion sickness because of how bad he was at recording. So with that being said, I guess, yeah, I'm just gonna play the video and we're gonna get right into this. So starting off with match one. Here we go. Match one is going. You can see it's moving around a lot. So actually the guy that I'm working against right now, in terms of the stand-up, I actually competed against him in the last tournament too. Literally my last BJJ video on this channel, he was my first match of that tournament. I managed to beat him. I think I don't know the submission I got an armbar on him. But yeah, so you can tell right there, I fast forwarded, he had a takedown attempt. I think that attempt gave him an advantage. But you see here, I just pulled guard and Brian's hands are moving around. But I managed to pull guard there and I went straight to close guard. I'm very comfortable in the close guard and I have a lot of moves from the close guard, so that's why I did that. Now, pretty much all he's trying to do is he's trying to get up right. I'm trying to control his grips right now, and I'm just being really, really patient because I know that if I calm down and if I can control the pace of this match, it'll go my way. I learned this especially from Worlds, the situation from IBJJF Worlds where I lost my first match. It was a dumb takedown battle for 6 or 5 minutes, and I didn't have time to really work my guard at the very end. So that's why I pulled guard immediately. So now I'm working the collar sleeve. So I have my left hand on his collar and my right hand on his sleeve, and I got a scissor sweep right there, but then he ended up recovering, so I think that also gave me one advantage. So that sweep didn't necessarily count as a full sweep since I didn't come to control, but it counted as an advantage. So we both have a 1-1 advantage right now. So yeah, just fast forwarding, we went out. So now we're back into it. I pull guard again, just because, I feel like he was probably better at takedowns than me, so I just pulled guard and went straight to close guard once again. And right here, this is where flexibility comes into play, I think. If you guys watch him here. I think we had to reset because his eye got poked. That's not funny. His eye got poked as I was working guard. So yeah, right here, I think this is where I tried to go for an omoplata and I failed. So yeah, there we go. We ended up out. Okay, and then yeah, we had to stop and go back into the middle. So an omoplata, just look it up, omoplata, if you're interested in seeing what that was. So yeah, we're starting from stand up again. I think neither of us have come into a control position, so it's once again, the points are 1-1 advantage. And now he's backing up. I could tell here that he was a little bit scared because he knew I'd pull guard. Also, he was out of breath more so than I was. And really during tournaments, I'm gonna say this, for all of you that compete or you're new to competing, I made a video called Relax Your Face. You'll lift more weight. And it's about how I relax my face when I lift, and it helps me like calm down and lift better. And I do the same thing in tournaments. I try to relax my face, and I can tell it kind of throws my opponents off because they end up being very just like flustered. Anyway, right there I got a scissor sweep. The sweep counted as 2 points, and then coming to side control, I believe counted as 3 points. So now I have about 5 points right now. I'll talk more about the relaxed face in a second, but right now I'm in side control. So, I mean, I'm up in points because he hasn't scored any points on me yet, other than the advantage that he had. And now I'm just like controlling and waiting for him to do something. Side control is an advantageous position to be in. To be honest, like I don't like playing the point game. I hunt for submissions. A majority of the matches that I've won in tournaments have been because of submitting. So I don't just try to gain more points. And right here, I went to mount. Mount is, I believe, 4 points. So I think at this point I'm at 9 points. I think it's 9-0, and he only had an advantage. So I'm in mount right now, and I'm still playing this game, just waiting for him to show me something. I'm not really in a rush, even though I tend to rush things because I go for submissions when I get into advantageous positions. So I need to just work on just making my opponent's life more of a living hell, just staying heavy and trying to make things difficult for them. So yeah, right now he's trying to figure out a way to get me out of mount. And I'm still just continuing to work on top of him, staying heavy. Here we go. I think he actually managed to get me off of him pretty soon, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, I went for an armbar attempt. It didn't work out. And then we came right back to mount. I don't know if that counted. Yeah, that doesn't count as more points. I'm just maintaining the mount position right now. So if you're a white or a blue belt in a tournament situation, realize that like you never want to relax in the mount position. Of course, you don't want to waste energy if your opponent is staying very heavy like I am right now and they're waiting for you to do something. But at the same time, you don't want to be here for too long. And of course, this is advice coming from a blue belt. So if you're an upper belt watching this, I hope you realize I know I don't know everything about jiu-jitsu. This is a blue belt's perspective. But you know, just try not to stay in that position for too long. So yeah, so he tried to sweep me off, and then I went right back into side control, which is another, again, control position. And yeah, right now I'm trying to go for north-south. North-south means that right now I'm trying to get my right knee over his head. And I'm doing that so I can go for a Kimura, which is actually how I ended up submitting him. So yeah, there we go. I got my right knee over his head. And I'm pretty much controlling him still right now. He's not able to get out from underneath me. So I'm just chilling. I pull his arm out. And I don't crank the submission here, but I pull his arm out and get the Kimura, waiting for him to tap. And that's the match. So yeah, I think I won that by like 12-0 and the submission, which is the Kimura. So this is the second match. This guy, I talked to him afterwards. He was actually a wrestler. And after our first like little takedown battle, I could tell he had a good base and he had a good understanding of takedowns. Anyway, here it is. I pulled guard and I went to collar sleeve. And yeah, there we go. He went for a single and I waited for him to push me down, and then I kind of came up on top of him. So I made sure, if you get taken down, make sure your hips are active, because that's exactly what happened here. He got a takedown, but since I bumped immediately right after, we came immediately to side control. So this is I control this position. So right now it's 3-0. So here we go. I rushed again. I was trying to rush an armbar, and now he has a single leg, and we're out. So they're gonna bring us right back to the middle. But after that whole kind of back and forth, I understood that he knew what he was doing on the takedown scene. Like he wasn't some type of novice there. So that's why, like, when I grabbed his collar here, I was like, okay, you know what, F it, I'm gonna pull guard. No, actually, there we go. He tried to go for a collar drag, and he kind of just pulled me into himself, and I went to mount. So right now I'm in mount. I'm controlling that position, just waiting. Whenever I get to a control position, I try not to rush, even though I sometimes do. And now we're in side control. So now I'm just controlling the side control. By the way, this match, I didn't get a submission. I think I actually racked up about 19 points on him, and he only managed to get 2 points. And I'm gonna figure out where he got that 2 points. Maybe it was somewhere else. But yeah, I ended up winning this by just a vast amount of points. So here we go. I don't know what, yeah, I think she gave me side control for that one. And right now he's just trying to get me off of him. I'm just staying heavy, hunting for a submission. Right there, I wanted to just maybe see if I could get a cross collar or a single arm collar choke, but that wasn't working out. So I'm still working on being heavy and controlling him. Now I go to north-south, and he still can't manage to get out from underneath me. So we're still hunting for a submission right now. Here we go. All right, so I was going for a Kimura here like I did in the last match, but obviously I didn't get it. So yeah, now he wants a turtle, and we are back on our feet. He tried to go for a single leg there. He couldn't manage it. And then now I think I'm probably just gonna pull guard. Yeah, I pulled guard again. And here he's trying to pass my guard. So I went straight to close guard, and she's gonna bring us back to the middle of the mat. Yeah, I think this is a part where I can talk about the stone face thing. If you compete, try to keep your face relaxed. Try not to grimace or do all that, because you'll notice that you'll be able to stay calmer, and you'll actually realize and notice if you watch a lot of higher belt jiu-jitsu guys roll, they tend to be very stone faced too. And I didn't start doing that because I noticed that from them. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about this again. So right here, I'm probably gonna go for, yep, there we go. So I went for, I forgot what that sweep is called. Pretty much you sweep their leg, and I ended up right in mount here. Anyway, whoever knows what that sweep is called, go ahead and comment down below and let me know. But anyway, back to the stone face thing. If you're able to keep your face calm, you yourself are able to stay a little bit more calm. And then a second thing, which my homie over at Cassio's school, Christian Moore, told me about, is only breathing through the nose, which is something that I do now when I roll. I only try and breathe through my nose. I realize and I notice that when I start to breathe more through my mouth, I get a little bit more tired. So if you focus on breathing only through your nose, you can control your breathing, and I think your heart rate actually manages to stay a little bit lower. And then control your face. Don't allow yourself to show emotion on your face. You'll be in more control of yourself, and then your opponent will also get psyched out because they'll think they're not actually causing you any type of discomfort. But anyway, let's go back and talk about the match. I pulled guard once again. While I was talking, I racked up some points. But here we are. He's trying to stack past me with his right arm, but this is where that flexibility comes into play. I notice when a lot of guys stack me now, I'm flexible enough to hold that position. And then I did a scissor sweep. So the sweep counted for me. I didn't go into mount or anything, but that sweep counted. But right here, I think he's gonna actually manage a sweep here. I think I fell. Yeah, I fell here and then went straight to close guard. So yeah, he managed 2 points there, so he got a sweep. I think that's the only 2 points that he managed to get during the match. So yeah, she's gonna bring us back to the middle. And yeah, this match, it wasn't much really back and forth. It was just a lot of control. I was really trying to get a submission, but I wasn't able to manage one. I think it's mainly, again, because I was being impatient. But right here, he's in my close guard, and he's trying to break out of my close guard. I might get a sweep here. We'll see. So right here, all right, brings his knee back to the ground. Back to close guard. And he's trying to stack past me right now. But I'm very comfortable in this position because I've been working on my flexibility. #SmoothPanther. So this position that he had me in is not uncomfortable at all. But I'm pretty sure I'm about to sweep him again and rack up more points. But we'll see. No. All right, yeah, so he came out of my close guard and he's trying to stack past me. That stack pass, he's trying to control over my right leg and smash my right foot down, but he can't manage to control it, and I swept him again. So I think this match is actually about to end right here. Yeah, the match is done, and that was it. So this third match was crazy. I really want you guys to pay attention to this one. It's about to happen. The guy I'm competing against, he only had one match. So I had 3 matches. My match with him was his second match. And he only had 2 matches because he was the odd man. So he got a bye. A bye means that you get one less match than everybody else, and he went straight to the finals. But he was really good. And let me explain what happens here. So he goes for a takedown. I managed to smash him, but he has really, he has a very good technique. So you'll see that he actually manages to get his leg over, and he controls my head very soon. And then he's going to go for an arm bar on me, or a belly down arm bar, which he had. But this is why I mentioned that it's really necessary to stay calm in really, really bad situations, because he controlled my left arm and my head with his legs, and then he went ahead and he controlled my right arm, and he spread my whole body out. And if I wasn't calm and I didn't kind of just make my arm limp, he would have armbarred me right here. Right here, he has my arm controlled. If I was tense, I would have lost. But I calmed down and I let my body go limp, and I kind of just slid my arm out of there. Right here, I slid my arm out, and then I came back to a control position. So he almost submitted me there, and I literally almost lost this match in the first 45 seconds. I believe Ralph Gracie was actually coaching him at this match, which was really dope. The Ralph Gracie was there coaching him. So it's pretty cool that I'm happy that I beat this guy, knowing that. So here I managed to go to side control. And I think the ref is actually going to bring us back to the middle so we don't end up moving out of bounds. But I ended up winning this match by a submission towards the end, along with being ahead in points. So we're going to see when he moves us. But right now I'm in side control. And I think right now I'm just trying to calm myself down, because after that situation where he almost tapped me, I'm pretty sure that I got a little bit flustered myself, because I was like, holy crap, I managed to escape that. So here we are, still in side control right now. He's doing a good job at trying to escape. He's using his hips a lot, trying to get out, but I'm just controlling his body. I'm trying to stay as heavy as I possibly can to make him uncomfortable. And I'm just maintaining that control, because I don't want him to get out. I don't want him to have any type of free space. All right, so right here, the ref directs us back to the middle, and he spends a bit of time right here talking to his coach. But yeah, he had a lot of rest, because after his first match, that's when I had my 2 matches, and he was able to rest that whole time. So he's pretty much fresh, and I'm 2 matches deep right now, so I had way less rest. So I'm really happy I was able to submit him. So right here, again, he's trying to escape. This is here we go. So he manages to, I think he didn't get a sweep here, but he got an advantage because he's trying to pass my guard. And watch here, I go inverted and then I come back. Good, yeah, I come right back here, and then this is where I rush another armbar. I had this problem in the last tournament. I had him in a perfect armbar position and I rushed it. He's gonna go ahead and he's gonna take my right leg and push my right leg off of him, and he's gonna come up. It was such a sad, I could have had it there. And it's so sad that happened, but he came up and he came into my close guard. So right now we're gonna go back to the middle, and he's gonna come right back into my close guard. Let's watch and see what happens here. So yeah, so right now he's doing his best to try and break out of my close guard. This is where I'm probably gonna go for that sweep again. I know this sweep comes up a lot, especially when someone stands up in my close guard. Sometimes I'll bait them to stand up in my close guard, and they do. So again, I'm just waiting. He's still trying to break my legs open. I love the close guard. I love making people very uncomfortable in it, and it's typically a position that I'm very, very comfortable in. People find it difficult to get out of it. I can find a lot of submissions from there. So right now, I'm looking for that right leg, because there's gonna be a moment where he's gonna put his weight on that leg, and here you go, he's talking to his coach, and he stands up, boom. Swept him, came right to mount. And now I'm controlling him in mount. I racked up, I think mount is 4 points, so I racked up another 4 points there. I'm looking for the arm. He managed to get his left hand underneath my leg while I was in mount. So he went ahead and he escaped mount. And now I end up in his half guard. And now he's trying to take me into his close guard. His close guard was actually pretty dangerous too. I could tell once I came down here, he was trying to go either for a triangle or an arm bar, but I was keeping my body ahead of his leg. You're gonna see in a few seconds his left leg. He's trying to get his left leg in front of my body so he can isolate my arm. And I was just keeping my body in front of that leg because I knew once he isolated it, he was gonna go straight for a submission. I didn't want that to happen. So I stayed stubborn here. He wasn't closing his guard, but then I did a smash pass right here, brought his left leg over and came directly into side control. I could tell he was getting extremely tired now. And I was still managing to stay really calm. He was dead tired. So from this point, again, I'm in side control, so I just stayed heavy. I'm staying heavy here, making his life uncomfortable. We're still moving. He's trying to break out of my side control. Okay, so right here, I brought my right hand over his neck. Okay, since he's trying to hip into me, I took my right arm and I forgot what that's called. Face something. Anyway, whatever. Let's ignore that. Yeah, I'm still in side control right here. So if you notice, his left arm is behind my body. So since his left arm was tracked to his side underneath my body, I knew that I'd be able to manage a baseball choke here. And that's how I submitted him. You notice in a few seconds, he's gonna tap because my right arm is coming across his neck, choking him out. Boom. And that was with about 10 seconds left. I managed to submit him. I was super happy that I won that match because I thought I was gonna get submitted at the beginning, but he was a really good opponent, and he had a lot of really good technique. He had really good technique. So yeah, that's that match, and that's all 3 matches from this tournament. Yeah, moving forward, I'm still just going to continue working guard and drilling guard as much as I have been, working on new combos. Casio over at Casio Wear Jiu-Jitsu has been showing me a lot of things that I can add to my guard to make sure that I have more options when I go like to daily hiva and collar sleeve and single leg X. There's a lot of transitions that can be made. For all of you that don't do Jiu-Jitsu, some of those phrases might not make much sense, but all of you that have been, that might make some sense. But anyway, yeah, so comment down below if you watch the matches. Tell me what you think if you're an upper belt. I'm an ultra heavyweight. I'm just trying to work more guard. I'm trying to get better from being on my back because most heavyweights and ultra heavyweights don't really have a guard game. That's why I'm trying to build a guard game as a blue belt so that by the time I get to purple, brown, black, I'm gonna have a very difficult guard to pass. And that's why I do a lot of flexibility training and mobility training, because it makes getting into these positions that typical big guys can't get in, makes getting to those positions very easy. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was a long one. If you actually managed to watch the whole thing, thank you. Yeah, this is Nsima the Centaur Inyang from BreakTheBar.com, be an anomaly. And I'll talk to all of you very soon.